Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds, hanging out with this nerd.
I'm Ted.
And today we'll be talking about how do you play Dungeons and Dragons for free.
If you want to learn how to game with Nerdarchy or get weekly gaming tips, jump down in the description below, and from there you can sign up for Nerdarchy, the newsletter.
So we actually had a viewer request about getting started playing Dungeons and Dragons from
Social Toilet 16.
Exactly. So, we put some thought into it, and I don't think we've really talked about this, and some of these are newer developments. So we did do a video on SRD.
Right.
And when Wizards of the Coast also released the Open Gaming's license for 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons, and one of the reasons, or one of the ways that Nerdarchy was first actually introduced to 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons was actually the free download.
Right.
That was released 2014, the very beginning of July.
Right.
And that's when we really started delving into 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, doing all of our videos on 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. And how much did that cost us?
Nothing.
Right, it was free, right? So really, you can start playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition for free. And I think we really have Paizo to thank for this. As well as 3.5, but Paizo really doubled down on the notion of putting out the gaming mechanics and material and letting people use them without paying for it.
Right, because they're the ones that really came up with the SRD for Pathfinder, right?
Yeah, well, I believe what it was is there's actually an individual, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. He's done a lot of the SRD websites.
Okay.
But he would have to do it with permission, and basically by going into what the SRD for Pathfinder allows you to reproduce, and the SRD from 3.5 allows you to reproduce. He's taken all that information and put it into one spot.
Right.
And a lot of the third-party publishers and Paizo have really doubled down on that and given permission to put that out there to use for free.
Right. So getting back to the nature of gaming for free, you've got the SRD, which is giving us the rules. What else do we need? What other resource do we have?
So everything is in there, like the way that they did the OGL in 5th edition. Now some of it I feel like is just it was just overlooked because they have a small staff, and some of it is proprietary information, like their IP.
Right.
So the downside is you can game for free, but you don't have access to everything. Where in Pathfinder they did give you a lot more access.
Right.
But that being said, there is a PDF for Dungeon Masters and there's a PDF for players that you can download from the Wizards of the Coast site. I'll put links to them in the description below, as well as a link to the website for the 5e SRD. The 5e SRD is a little bit more comprehensive as well. So I think that the biggest problem with using and playing for free is you don't have all the options. Like you might have one archetype instead of access to 2 or 3 for a class. Playing with a race, you may only have access to one of the sub-races and not both of them.
But if you're looking to get in on it without having the financial expenditure, it's a way for you to get started. Our viewer request was like, I want to get a group together, but until we've got a solid group, none of us want to go spend the money yet.
Right, because you're looking at like just the 3 core books. It's $90 if you get it on Amazon, or if you go to your local flags, you're talking about $150. So, if you wanted to start in the hobby and want to start playing Dungeons and Dragons, and you don't want to spend any money, this is it's a great entry point. And not only that too, though, like if you can find the group, maybe at your local hobby store, maybe they have games there or whatever, you can actually maybe you'll be able to get access to the books, or borrow them or look at someone else's, at least for a while you're gaming there.
Right.
And get some games under your belt. You can get a feel for it.
See if it's worth you spending, which I totally say it is. Worth
We're
you spending
a little biased.
money. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that if you talked about the limitations of races and classes in the SRD, well, you also have to realize all of the unearthed arcanas that are put out there are giving you more options as well. There are races, there are class archetypes that are out there.
You're absolutely right. That greatly expands all of that. I mean, granted, all of that is considered playtest material, but if you don't care and you just want to play the game, there is probably probably dozens of unearthed arcana out by this point.
There's at least a dozen. I don't know whether it's dozens. We are more than 2 years in from the release of 5th edition, so I imagine with them hitting the first Monday of every month.
There's also the Player's Companion, which you can download for free.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to throw up a link to that as well. And also like
the 2 magic books.
The 2 magic books from Unearthed Arcana, you can grab those for free. So there is a ton of options that you can get from free, as long as you're like, this stuff is considered playtest, but I don't care. I just want to try everything out anyway.
Mm-hmm. The Player's Companion is not considered playtest.
No, that's official.
That's a released, fully official product, and I believe the stuff in the magic books as well. But I don't know whether any of them are offering any player options. I think they're just DM stuff.
Nah, the Innistrad has a bunch of player options for different variations on human.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And also backgrounds.
Okay.
So there's definitely stuff in there, and as time goes on, there's only going to be more added.
Absolutely.
So granted, it's a little bit of work for you as the player or the DM or whatever. Where are you going, Ted?
This is all of my Unearthed Arcana stuff. So there's plenty of options.
You're going to get tons of archetypes, tons of races, tons of backgrounds. There's definitely not a shortage.
So you're not going to be spoiled for choice, even if you don't have all the choices by not picking up the books. There's plenty of free stuff that's out there.
Yeah, I feel like there's enough to get started anyway.
Absolutely.
So the question is, did we miss anything, guys? You let us know in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can hang out with us over on nerdarchy.com.
So until next time,
stay
nerdy.